every Thursday we bring someone on to get to know their profession a bit better so that those of you at home and even us, we may be curious about the opportunities within the agric sector.
Yeah.
So Kamil Mahama is here with us to let us know what his journey has been so far as a farmer. Good morning, Kamil.
Good morning, Dziffa.
How are you?
I'm good, you?
Good. How long have you been a farmer?
Since 2013.
2013. What sparked your interest in that field?
So when I sit down and I see myself, especially in the crop farming, it funnies me. When I was in school, I never had interest to go into crop farming.
Okay.
I just said, if I'm going to do farming, I'll do animal farming.
Why animal?
Because I felt like that would have given me greater returns.
Okay.
I did agric in school from my senior high school to the uni, purely an agric student. But I never had crop in mind. I was just concentrated on animals. So when I was done, I did my service with the Japanese International Cooperation Agency, JICA. So they were supporting rice farmers specifically in the north. So I think that's changed me. That gave me the idea of crop farming, specifically rice, is the best thing to do.
What did you see there that sparked the interest?
They brought a lot of revolutionary changes in the orthodox methods of farming. So what we were doing then was we improvised technology to help farmers increase yield. This issue of stones in local rice was something they wanted to take out of the system. So we supported our catchment areas with our farmers with tarpaulins. We told them that when you harvest, don't put it on the floor, put it on a tarpaulin. That is the first point of call of minimizing the stones and other debris in your paddy. So when we moved from there, we showed them the good agriculture practices they should be using to increase yield. Then from there, we told them that you can add value to your produce. So this rice packaging, we showed all farmers. From 2014, we used to go on exhibitions. Farmers, we showed the whole Ghana that our farmers here can do it.
What other opportunities did you discover within that supply chain?
So the other opportunities that were there is that I think people need to go into the machinery sector of the value chain. It's a big challenge in Ghana that we must agree. We cannot close our eyes by saying the government is not doing its best, but there's still a challenge that I call on private sectors to take advantage of those problems we're having, from tractors, boom sprayers, to harvesters, threshers. All the crops, there are challenges. So as private sector, I know government is trying to set up AMSEX service centers to be able to curtail these challenges we have. But I keep saying, let's not wait for government to do everything. It's an opportunity for private sector to also come in, to cash in the problem, making it a solution. Because when you see a problem, that means that there's definitely a solution. If others are doing absolutely as a country, private sector in Ghana can also do it. So it's just one of the opportunities I think people have to pick on.
But where specifically are you positioned within that value chain? What do you specialize in as a farmer?
So now I've moved from just production to adding value, processing. It's something I'd wanted to do. I have my own brand now. Yes, nice. The Kamil rice. Yes, I think I've been here. Paul and McCaffrey came to me during the festive season.
Nice.
We are specifically into parboiled rice because we are targeting people who are cautious about health. And the parboiled rice is the best to talk about. So my niche, I'm creating a niche for myself. People are interested, some people are interested in eating perfume, but I called it a naked rice. Because if it's perfume, it's not nutritious. Fiber quantity less.
For those who are uninitiated, explain parboiled rice.
So that reminds me, I went for a program at East Legon, the YFM had a program, then I went there. Then I become so happy, not because of the money I'm making, but because I think I'm giving people an education to understand the difference between what parboiled and the straight meal is. Parboiled is just partially boiled rice before milled. So when you harvest it, they partially boil it either with steam or and there's a method in which they use. So now we're trying to bring the steam method of parboiling it. Afterwards, you dry it with the husk. You parboil it with the husk. You don't mill before you parboil. You parboil it with the husk. You dry it before you take it to the mill. So when that is done, it increases it in the vitamin B1, B3 nutrients and some ions. So that's why we say that one is more healthy and nutritious. And you don't polish it, so it doesn't take away the bran whereby you are looking at losing fiber. So it's more nutritious from all angles compared to the straight meal. Straight meal, you don't increase it in the vitamins because the vitamins comes in from the husk that is parboiled, that infuses into the bran itself. But when you do straight meal, you don't get that opportunity.
You just get rid of it all.
You just get rid of it. Then if you are not fortunate and you go and do polishing as well, then you worsen your taste.
Just carbs.
Yeah, just like that. Maybe all you need is when you put it in fire, then aroma, then people, wow, this guy is cooking good rice. But to what end?
Nutritionally, you're not getting anything.
So that's why I'm specifically in the parboil content of the rice.
Does it take longer to cook
the
parboil?
So somebody asked me there that he thought parboil would make the grain larger. So he was comparing what Nigeria is doing to what we are having. And I told him that no, parboil doesn't mean it has to increase the size of the grain. The variety Nigeria is growing is different from the variety we are growing as a country. So if you take the PFJ program, the Planting for Food and Jobs, they are promoting some variety of rice which are perfume, naturally perfume, tasty, delicious. So you're now left with the producer to know what he's going to do. I can go straight meal, but I'll lose the aspect of the nutrition I want to create for myself. But so I feel like I want to go purely parboil. So I told him that it's a variety. Nigerian variety is different. Our variety, the jasmine and the agra and the ex-biker, which is coming on board, is different from what Nigeria is having. So it doesn't mean when you parboil it, you need to have larger grains. Absolutely no. And I realized a lot of people didn't have the understanding of what parboil is. And basically, like I said earlier, it's not just because of the cash in. I'm so happy like people are getting to understand what it is.
But how good is the cash in?
For now, I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's not my concentration right now.
What's your concentration?
My concentration right now is to be able to penetrate the market. If I have retailers all over the country, that is when I can start to talk about cash-in. But I'm still young to start talking about cash-in. When it's just you and about some 3-4 retailers.
But how important is it for entrepreneurs to be where you are now, or focusing on making quality products, educating the customers before you think about profit?
Yes, so the reason why it's important is that you need to keep your brand going, glowing, and solid. When you look at the cash-in alone, you crush.
How so?
How so? Because you forget about other aspects of it. Because, fine, I'm not interested in huge contract. Okay, Kamil, I need this, I need that. I'm interested in creating other people, getting to know my brand. So when you need it, you'll be able to get it at a particular place. I can give it out at a cheaper rate. So at that point, I'm not making any profit. But I want to put myself in a position that my brand goes far beyond my niche.
So you want to grow organically?
Absolutely. Not entirely organically. You understand? Because when you don't grow beyond your niche, there's nothing.
You're very limited.
You're very limited. So there's this woman around the Wisconsin school 3 days ago. I went to her and okay, she wasn't interested, but she says she wants 5. I gave her 5. Yesterday night she called me. That is finished. She needs 20.
Wow.
You understand? And that's what I'm looking for. The feedbacks is what I'm looking for. So when it grows like that, with time, let's say with 2020, I have my mission. I'm targeting a particular bags, but I'm also targeting to be able to expand to other regions. So I know I have an outlet here. I have an outlet here. When McCaffrey & Co. came to me, they asked, so how do we get your produce? Because it becomes a challenge. A lot of people are saying that we don't get it in the market. So now what I need to do, or all other producers need to do, is try to get outlets where their produce can be found. As easy as that. It necessarily doesn't mean you have to make 10 CD, 5 CD. Even if it's 50 pesos, go for it. Because that will keep your brand alive.
So this Christmas season, We here at Citi began this campaign to eat Ghana rice, and we had different events and so on to champion that.
Yeah.
How much do you feel this impacted on the beginning end of the value chain, if at all? I mean, from your experience as a farmer, how much did the consumption end? People buying out. How much did that actually tangibly have an impact on your business? Okay,
so first, I think I have to thank Summers and the Citi crew. I'd wanted to do this value addition since 2014.
Okay.
But I felt lazy.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe I was just being myopic, for the want of a better word. So when Summers and Citi started this campaign, it woke me up from my sleep. I went back to look at our exhibitions 2014, what we did, what I used to do. I played a very integral part of processing and teaching farmers as to how to do it. So I just went through my pictures and I said, so what's the big deal? Why am I not doing it? So I said, okay, fine, I'm doing it and I'm doing it for good now. That campaign has brought a lot of attention on Ghana rice in general. And I'm not sure anybody can say it hasn't increased the market for farmers. But that can also be debatable depending on what farmer wants to sell and what somebody is buying. I keep saying selling and buying or buying and selling is also an art. Maybe somebody says, I'd wanted to sell at 100, but I'm not getting at 100, I'm selling at 70. So he thinks it's not good. But with somebody who has enough grains and he's selling at 70 with his cost of production, I'm not sure he's going to make loss, depending on whatever he did.
Yeah.
You understand? But generally, the campaign had been good and has been good as well. And I think what you did brought a lot of attention to people, cautiously brought attention to people to eat what our farmers grow. And like I'm saying, a lot of people call me, ask for what I do. And if not for Citi FM, I'm not sure that would have been there.
So have you been producing now for a year yet? Or
not
under
up to a year.
So
not
where did you realistically start from?
So that's what I'm saying.
How much money did you have when you started?
So that's what I'm saying.
Someone watching can actually apply it to their
So that's what I'm saying. You guys woke me up from my sleep.
And then?
It's on my fingertips. Adding value to is something I can do.
But before you didn't have the ready market. That was the.
I didn't have a ready market. I just didn't have a ready market. I didn't even know where to start from. You understand? Okay. That's why I say we have to say a big thank you to Summers and the Citi crew. So when you started the campaign, I said, fine, let me take advantage of the campaign. That's why I say you woke me up from my sleep.
Yes. So what did you do practically?
I just, I found myself. So I went back to the north. Then I looked for a good meal, processing meal. Accra? I'm still in Accra.
So you went all the way to the north?
I farm in the north. So north is where I come from. But I work here.
Oh, all right.
You understand? So I just wanted to get a good meal that has all the infrastructures in place. Nice. Infrastructure including the stoner. In as much as we want to reduce the stone rate in incorporating the pad, you still need a meal that has a destoner. So that you put it in the destoner, that will take away the stones and other debris before it goes to the other chamber to mill.
Wow.
So I went to get a good meal. I have a team in the north, which I have to say a big thank you to them for the good job they are doing. If not for them, I'm not sure.
So this was around October, November?
Absolutely.
Okay, continue.
Yes. So I just went there and I said, okay, fine, we need to start this. It's an idea we had, but it was sitting on the shelves. So now Citi FM has given us a platform. Let's push it in. And that's how we started. How much did I start with? Not much.
Like 1,000 cities, 500 cities?
So let's look at 2,000.
2,000 cities.
Yes. So fortunately, people were already calling on me because of what they know I can do. So they said, okay, fine, you can do it.
Yeah.
So you can get us this number. We want to give to people. So I just started with that.
Okay. And at what point did you say, I'm going to package my own brand?
So when you started your campaign, that's the time I started the packaging of my own brand. Because I produce and sell as party to processors to do other things. But I felt like, why? If I can add value, why don't I do it?
So then you now have direct access to the consumer.
Absolutely. So, and because people believed in what I do as well, they say, fine, you can add value and we buy from you.
Wow. So you're looking at your brand right there, and it's beautiful. The first time you sold to a customer, what was that experience like?
I think I have to mention the guy's name. He's a colleague at Ministry of Finance.
Okay.
So he told me his wife's institution want to buy like 15. They want to give out to people. So he kept giving me pressure. That's why I missed the program you did at Aviation Social Center.
Okay.
I was
the Christmas made in Ghana Fest.
I was well
You would have
prepared.
made 20,000 cedis
I was well
easily.
prepared. I wanted to give everybody the shock of his or her life.
It's okay. You get more
Unfortunately,
chance.
I didn't get to come because official assignment had moved me all the way to Upper West. So he was on me that his wife needed. That's okay, don't worry, I'll get you.
Wow.
So I just went to our mill, then we did the packaging and I brought to him. And that was the first.
How did that feel? That from October to December, just within 2 months of hearing this campaign, you didn't just stay at home, but you actually acted on it. You had a physical product to sell.
That was refreshing. That was encouraging. And that was a bold decision. Because I felt like, okay, what next? If I go in and it doesn't happen the way I want it, what becomes of me? But in my sleep, when I wake up in the middle of the night, I say something to myself. None of the business guys had it easy. So I shouldn't expect it easy. There are going to be challenges. There are going to be ups and downs. I need to be able to stand against the obstacles. Okay. So I'm expecting any obstacle that comes my way. It might slow me down, but it doesn't need to stop me.
Super. Well, we have some messages from Facebook, so I'm just going to read a couple of them to you. Ibn Muhammad says, I love this young farmer. He understands the profession. Kamil is growing. And then Abdul Kadir says, let's depend on made in Ghana goods. Keep it up. So it's encouraging messages there. Yeah. So for me, the question I always ask is, what in the journey so far, what's been your most exciting day? And you said, I'm so glad I'm a farmer.
So let's take I started farming, like I said, way 2013. And in some of them, I became like an extension officer.
Okay.
That, like told you, we educate farmers as to the good agriculture practices. The most exciting part of me as a farmer is when I get to the field of a farmer and I see that smile on his face. And I have a contribution factor in that. Nothing excites anybody than to see the reason why this guy is smiling. Like I told you, currently I'm not looking at the cash in. But I will smile one day if I see, okay, I stand up and I see from north to south, you can get the Kamila produce all over. So letting people smile is key for me. That is my number one agenda. And I always do it when I think I can do it. And I always make sure I do it for people so that when I also go to sleep, one day somebody can do that for me.
Now, connect the dots from what you observed 2013. Farmers working so hard, but there was no market for them because Ghanaians didn't believe in Ghana rice and still believe that there's stones in the rice and the frustrations they were feeling. To November, December, people are actually looking for it. They are calling you, and how that translates to the livelihoods of the farmers because you have direct access to them.
Yeah. You see, I say something about farmers. Maybe some people will not like what I say. Farmers are smart. Sometimes cunning. That one I have to say.
Okay.
You understand? The perception of sometimes farmers is that when I tell you I've cashed in, maybe the other supports will not come.
As in?
So like when I was with JICA, which was an NGO kind of that supports farmers, when you go to them and you ask them, how is your yield? But because we know some of them, they couldn't hide. But some of them too, if you don't know them and you go to them and you ask them, how is your yield? they'll tell you it's bad, because they feel that when they tell the yield is good, they suppose that it's coming, be it seeds and other things will not come, will not forthcome. So they'll tell the yield is not good.
Okay, but beyond the support, just the profit alone of me selling you my raw rice and you transform it into a bag of rice and how that demand would help my livelihood.
No, it has helped a lot of people's livelihood, because what I'm saying now is that not just me, there are other producers who are bought from other farmers, from north to the Volta region, to central region, to even the Akua here. People are bought from farmers to be able to produce and serve their customers. So I'm not sure any farmer who has been able to sell maybe 100 of his paddy rice or 200 of his paddy rice will tell you that he hasn't made profit. But it is subjected to debate. Depends on the person's cost of production. You understand? And sometimes the challenge we have is to be able to say this guy has profited from what he's selling, because we don't know the person's cost of production. But as of now, I know people who have paddy produce, they are not selling because they believe that rice is staple, it's not like a perishable produce. I can put it down for a year or two. When the market is good, I sell. Unfortunately, the government of today is constructing warehouses to give people the opportunity to be able to store. So when me as a farmer, I have my produce and you come to me to buy and I feel like my cost of production will not be profitable to me, I don't need to sell. I can leave it down. It can take 2 years. It's not going to spoil. But if you feel like your cost of production per what he's giving you is okay, you can sell. But all in all, I wouldn't be able to say people are not making profit. At least if we need to be genuine to ourselves, especially now that there's so much demand, it's good.
Super. Well, thank you very much, Kamil Mahama. It's been fantastic talking to you. Any last words you have for?
And add your social media handle as well.
Okay, so I think I need to say a big thank you to Summers first. My big brother, Kamil Mahama. He has been very supportive to my agenda. He believed in my ideas and he has always been there for me. And my boss in the office, Alajino Ibrahim, he has always given me time to kind of do extra things for everybody to get the good rice we are talking about. And I tell people that, you see, the Kamila produce is health cautious. We are looking at the maximum residue levels in terms of the fertilizer usage and the chemical usage. So we are purely health concept. We don't buy from farmers who are overusing those things, because the cumulative effect of chemicals is not good to our health. So from our farms to our growers, we make sure that they use the right amount of all these things I've mentioned, so that it doesn't have effect on our social living. So with all we are doing, like I said, is purely from the health concept. And I don't care much as to how many people buy at this point. If people are cautious about health, they look for what you sell. And I'm sure today we are all targeting our health status. If you think my rice will be expensive, just 5 kg at 30 Citi and 25 kg at 150, try sickness. You see what cancer, the rate of cancer today in our country. It's because of those things we don't really think is causing us much, but it is.
So I'll be trying your rice next.
I'll do that for you.
You will. I'll make your rice. Thank you so much, Kamil Mahama, for being with us. And you heard him, right? October, he heard about the Citi FM campaign, Buy Ghana Rice. He didn't just stay home and complain or something like that. He actually decided to plug himself in the value chain, and now he has a finished product that we can all enjoy, and it's also good for our health. So I hope you've learned some points from our conversation with Kamil Mahama.
Yep, the Kamila rice.
Hi, I hope you enjoyed the show. Do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share with your friends. This is Breakfast Daily on Citi TV.
Join the Breakfast Daily team Monday through Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 10. Join us for breakfast daily, only on Citi TV.